Being a single mom and doing it all by yourself is brutal. Learn the brain and energy tools to get back to your center and overcome your challenges. Welcome to Single Moms Doing It All. This is your host, Muriel Felous. And today we are going to talk about what's your vibration as a parent. I'll give you some tools and we'll conclude with an exercise that I learned from one of my mentors, my business coach, and it's going to be interesting. So before we do that, how are you? Take a moment to arrive here in the present moment. So let's take a breath together because there is so much going on in the world. I think it's very beneficial from time to time, and I'll always tell that to my clients, to put reminders on their phone to breathe. Let's take 3 deep breaths. Inhale. Let go of anything that's not needed. Inhale. And let go. Inhale. And let go. I always start my coaching sessions, especially the group ones, with a few exercises to anchor ourselves in the moment, and breathing is one of them. Very powerful anchoring. Before we start the show, I want to thank you for listening, my listeners, and I especially want to thank the people who took the time to come on iTunes and rated my podcast. And some of them even left some reviews. Large Marge 124578 left a very nice, loving review. Tammy SK also. My Organic Soul. Joe Flamey or Flame, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, and Norbert Way. Those are the reviews that are on my podcast right now on iTunes, and I am appreciative that you did that. And for you, if you love that podcast, if you see that it brings value to you, please go ahead and go rate it at least, or put a review and I'll give you credit on a future episode because I really appreciate that you take the time to do that. That's it for the appreciation. It has been very, very challenging for our family in the past month, but we're starting to feel some kind of normalcy. I don't know if it's a word. Well, we'll make it a word today. Again. And I'm very grateful for that. And that's why I thought about doing an episode on vibration. Because we don't, and I know I've done some episodes on energy in the past, but I think it's a topic that it's worth coming back to, returning to, and maybe talking about again, because we forget. We are taken by the pace of the day-to-day life, which is very fast nowadays. Even with the COVID, we are very busy. And I think examining our vibration is required from times to times. So let's start by asking ourselves, what kind of a vibrational parent are we? Because we have different set points as far as vibration regarding different topics in our life. For example, and this depends on the deep-rooted core belief or beliefs that we may have about that area of our life and that topic in our life, that we don't necessarily have worked with, We don't know even what they are sometimes. So when you go like that, topic by topic, and you examine what is your default vibration for that topic, it gives you the opportunity to reinforce it if it's a high vibration on the elevator of vibration. If you stop at a floor where it's joy, appreciation, and of course, I'm not talking about perfection, because we are never completely 100% vibrating at the same level all the time when stuff happens. But on a dominant basis, if you have a neural association that is positive with that topic, you will vibrate at a high level. So when you think about yourself as a mom, first of all, close your eyes and think about your child or your children or your teens. Think about yourself as a mom. What kind of thoughts are coming to your mind when you think about yourself as a mom? I must admit that for me, and that's something that, of course, I'm working on, very often I have to-do lists that come to my mind first. And then when I really consciously become aware of me as a mom, I go to gratitude, because I'm so blessed. I am appreciative of having kids who are healthy, who are happy most of the time, even if right now one of my kids is struggling with a lot. I am grateful for being a mom. Even though sometimes you wouldn't tell because I'm kind of hectic, I am grateful. What came up for you? Did you get, like me, like to-do lists that come first? And if that's the case, that's something you have to work on letting go. And you can do that with visualizing often yourself as a mom, visualizing your kids, feeling in your heart the deep feeling of appreciation, that deep gratitude of having been able to conceive or adopt, if that's the case, having been able to align with those kids in your life. That is a blessing. So the more you practice the gratitude relating to you being a parent, the more it's going to become your default mode when you think about being a mom. So are you even aware, if we're talking about energy, of how does a high vibration, an expanded energy feels in your body compared to a lower, more contracted vibration? Have you ever tried to feel that consciously? There is a feeling associated with it. When I first trained on doing energy work, as you know, I'm a Reiki practitioner, and I call it Reiki, but what I do now is even more than Reiki, because I call on, depending on what the person on my table believes in, if they believe in angels, if they believe in guides, ancestors, I can call on spiritual presence to assist us in their healing. So when I was training on that, I learned to become more sensitive to the feeling of expanding my energy and contracting my energy. So let's do an exercise with you right now. And maybe you will feel it, maybe you won't, but the more you work with that, the more you will become sensitive to it. I did that with my kids, and two of them were able to feel something, when my middle child, she's more of an anchor, she's less sensitive as far as emotions and things like that. She didn't necessarily felt it the first time. So don't get discouraged if that's not the case for you if you don't feel it. But let's try. Close your eyes. If you are in a place where you can close your eyes and be quiet in a space where nobody's bothering you for a few minutes. And now imagine that you are inside a bubble that extends around you about arm length, above your head, on your side, behind, in your back, in front of you, a bubble of energy. And now try to feel that energy. Try to feel even the edge of that energy. Put a limit to that bubble and see how it feels. And now expand. Imagine that you are expanding that energy. You're making it bigger and bigger and bigger until it is at least twice its size from the beginning. And feel how it feels in your body. Feel how you experience that. And now, visualize that energy really contracting, coming back to you to where it's about an inch above your skin. And see if you feel a difference. It's so contracted, it's close to you. And now I'm not going to leave you like that because this is usually not a fun feeling. Expand it again to its normal size, about an arm length around you. So you may have been able to feel something. And if that's the case, you can go to my website, Single Moms Doing It All. Under each episode, under the podcast, under each episode, there is a section where you can comment. I would love if you felt anything or if you didn't feel anything, I can give you more energetic exercises for you to put a comment and tell us what happened for you. For me, when I expanded, I feel the expansion, but when I contracted, I literally couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. I felt enclosed and it bothered my body. So maybe you felt that. Now let's do another exercise for you to realize when you are vibrating high and when you are vibrating low. Go back to a memory of something that you didn't like at all, or maybe a movie, and really replay the scene in your head. Or maybe a moment when you fell into something dirty and you don't like it. Or maybe a time where you were so stressed, you had many things to do, you were running and you were convinced that you wouldn't have time to do that. That's a case that is very familiar to moms. And see how you feel in your body. Or go back to a feeling of not having enough of something. And feel if your energy is contracting. For me, if I am in the house and there is a mess, I can feel my energy contracting. I'm very, very sensitive to the way that objects, furniture, and everything are placed in a room. And I can literally be affected just by entering a room where it's messy or things are in a certain way. Feel that in your body. And if you can't really feel it now, next time you go to a place and you don't like the feeling for nothing happened and you don't like it, or something happened and you know that it's a low vibration, close your eyes for 2 minutes and let yourself experience it, even if it's not pleasant, so you get a feeling and you can recognize that in the future. A lot of people now, I have clients, I had people coming to me for tapping, for emotional freedom technique, because they were experiencing anxiety when going in the street and seeing everybody with masks everywhere. We had a huge, it's traumatic for all of us. Life changed from one moment to another, and we may be afraid that it will never come back to where it was before. We may feel suffocated by seeing people with masks everywhere, without even talking that the mask itself is not, we're not as free to breathe when we wear the mask. So in those times, are you experiencing a contraction in your energy? Now, check your body. If you're sitting, you can check your shoulders. If you're standing, you can check your entire body. And let's go to a moment. Maybe it's the birth of your child. Maybe it's a moment when you got married. Maybe it's a moment when you experienced immense love for someone. Maybe it's a beautiful sunset on the beach or a beautiful landscape where you were aware of the beauty of that world, of the fact that the universe, God, the infinite field, is giving us so much every day, just with what we see around us, the trees, the sun, the birds, the sound of the birds singing, the perfect temperature in the air, the caress of the wind on our skin, and see how you feel. In those moments when you are in harmony with the world, when you are in love with the world, your energy is expanding. It's vibrating high. Maybe think about kittens playing. Yesterday, my daughter was kind of upset about something. I brought her to YouTube and I had her watch kittens because she loves cats. And it changed her vibration instantly. You can change your vibration with dancing. You can change your vibration. We're going to talk about a way to change your vibration that we're going to practice at the end of this episode that you can do by yourself. So experience that expansive vibration, that high vibrating vibration. Feel the difference in your body. And now, when you come home, how do you feel? Do you feel expanded or do you feel contracted? Because this can be felt by your loved ones, even before you cross the door. It can be felt. And they will be responding to that. So apart from the fact that teenagers are sometimes moody and it's not as easy today, I had a mom on Facebook that was saying that it was very difficult with her and she felt that she was failing, and my heart is going to her. It's not easy. But if we don't consciously pay attention to practicing self-care, giving ourselves love, vibrating higher, to consciously practice tools, because it doesn't come by itself, especially not nowadays where so much is going in the world around us and we are exposed to messages of very low vibration. We will vibrate low, and that will interfere with our interactions with our teenagers. We want more harmony, so we have to come from a place of harmony. We have to come from high vibration to be able for the people around us to rise. And when you are really solid in your high vibration and it's consciously done, you don't let yourself being pulled down that easily. So start becoming more aware throughout your day. Put some reminders on your phone. You can just put the word vibration with a question mark and start getting in your body for a few minutes. Feel how you feel. If it is expanded, expand it even more. Bring some visions of love, of joy, of high vibration. And one thing that works, we worked on fear with our group coaching in my membership. By the way, I know I repeat myself as a paroquet, we say in French, but I think in English it is, oh my God, I can't find the word, of course, because I'm now recording. But those birds that repeat what we say. If you want to experience that group coaching, there is a trial option on my membership for 7 days. You can go and you can literally practice being coached by me on replay with all the group coaching sessions that were recorded. And we started last year in December, so there are quite a few on various topics. You can even send me a message with a question regarding what you're experiencing. I can give you pointers. So we talked about fear, and we talked about using the what if in a way that will lift the fear away. And that applies to expanding your energy. Start asking yourself questions like, what if everything starts working out for me? What if everything that I need comes to me before I even ask? I have affirmations like that I do in my daily affirmations. I have one that says, everything that I need comes to me in amazing and miraculous ways. So start asking yourself stuff like that. What if I start having more pleasant interactions with my teens? What if I could see them as the beloved child babies that warm my heart before I even enter the door? Do it consciously. And see the impact, the positive impact that it will have on your relationships. So before we go, there is one more way to bring your vibration, if not to the positive side, at least to a neutral side, and this is sound. I'm sure if you're familiar with sound therapy, you've heard about singing bowls, like the Tibetan bowls, or singing crystal bowls. I went once to a singing crystal bowl bath, and the vibration of those bowls, when they make them vibrate, is so powerful that you can feel the vibration in your body. You know, like when you're next to a speaker and you can feel the vibration of the sound. This has a positive effect, not the speaker, depending on what you're listening to, but the bowls, the singing bowls or the gong or any kind of sound therapy has a positive impact on your cells and on your vibration. And when you're not in a place where you can get exposed to that, you can practice or reap the benefits of sound in your body with your own voice. I was reviewing some material from my business coach, and she was talking about toning. And that means, you know, like the forks, the toning forks are working when you make one vibrate. If there is another one in the room that vibrates at the same level, that is the same note, it's going to start vibrating too without you touching it. That's how impactful it is. So let's finish with an exercise, and I'm going to time us for 1 minute. And if you want, you're going to do it with me so you can experience the sensation. Sorry, something in my throat. Of the sound. So what it is, it consists on reproducing a note with your voice or a sound. You know how the yogis have, and Wayne Dyer was also talking about that in his teaching, about sounds that will help you manifest in your meditations. And the yogis have the Om. So that makes certain part of your body vibrate depending on what sound you're doing. The home, I think it's more in the mouth and in the lips. The n, like if you were saying the letter N, it's more in the nose. And all those sounds will change your vibration. So let's do a minute of just saying the sound ah. Taking deep breath and doing that for a minute so you can feel the repercussion on your body. And the truth is, you would have to do it like maybe between 2 and 3 minutes to really intensify that. But for the sake of time, let's do that. Let's do that for a minute. And I'm sure that even by listening to it, if you listen on headsets, it also has an impact. So let's go for it. Take a deep breath. And let's go. And that's 1 minute. So you can do longer periods of times when you do it alone. And as you can hear, I can't hold a note for long because I had a surgery on my thyroid and my vocal cords got affected. I actually need to do therapy for that. I'll do that at a certain point. And I also have seasonal asthma with all the allergies right now in Vegas. But you do what you can. There is no need for perfection. So I hope that you really did it with me and felt the vibration in your body. It's literally like resetting your clock in your body, your vibration. It's really cleansing. And if you are practicing on being high vibrating as often as you can, it will become a more dominant mood in your day-to-day life. So I hope it helps. And as I said, put comments. Let me know how it felt to work with your voice like that. So if you have topics that you would like me to address or give you tools for, I'm always open to suggestion. You know where to reach me on Facebook, on my website. What I forgot to mention is that I am going to do some tapping emotional freedom technique sessions in my group on Facebook, Single and Doing It All, because I ran a poll on Facebook and I got answers for some moms. So I'm going to do a session on really staying more calm when you're facing the fact that your teen can be lazy, not getting so annoyed and irritated by it. The other topic was the need to repeat all the time. And there was a third topic that I'm forgetting. I think it was about argument. Oh, tone and attitude. I asked the moms what was really triggering them in their relationship with their teens. And the 3 categories came really almost very high in rating. So I decided to do sessions on the 3 of them. I hope it helps. And I'll see you next week with another topic. And for now, I send you a lot of loving energy and a lot of peace. And let's close with a home. Home.